So, I just want to make this video to talk a little bit about my work recently with Asmodeus, one of the gatekeepers and the fathers of lust, the fathers of shape-shifting, the fathers of astrological magic. This dude is fucking awesome. And the more I work with him, the more I realize how much of how much of an amazing, spirit he is. Now, this recent ritual that I had performed with Asmodeus, I actually got to fully meet him. Usually I don't get to see him, and I don't get to I don't get to see any images of him. In the beginning, when I was working with him, he was delivering results for sure, but he didn't show himself. He would only speak to me. Now he shows himself. And when he showed himself this time, he actually showed up as a horse. And this horse comes forward and he's standing there on four legs. He ends up standing on two legs, putting his front feet up this way and looking at me, coming back down. And once his feet in the front touched the ground once more, he had shrank to become a man of my size, my stature, and looked me directly in the eyes. And I got so taken away in this vision that I was able to see his eyes, okay? His eyes were of a pitch black color. And when I looked him in the eyes, he blinked and I blinked, and I consumed the energy of his apparition into my mouth. It went into my throat, through my body. I started to kind of shake, and then I came back and I realized that I was in my temple and Asmodeus was now possessing me. He then began to guide me through how to continue this ritual, okay? So we're charging this, I'm charging my candles, I'm charging everything, consecrating these items. I pick up my athame, he's guiding me through exactly what to do. And then all of a sudden, I appear in my target's room, directly in front of my target. I'm facing him, looking him directly in the eyes. Looking him in the eyes, but he's asleep. So at first, he's asleep. So I start to say things to disturb his sleep patterns. As he lay there, he opens his eyes and I'm able to look him directly in the eyes. I'm pushing thought patterns and forms specifically to bring him to my client, because this was a spell to bring him around to her. To say that I got really fucking quick results, I just really don't know, I don't know why I didn't work with Asmodeus beforehand, because he not only brought me to want to work with him more, he got my target to get up in the middle of the night out of a deep sleep. We caused him to toss and turn as we're whispering these things into his ear. I didn't realize that while we were doing this was happening in real time. So when we were there standing over him, we actually were waking him up and disturbing his sleep to bring him to my client, in which he did. And the following day, I was able to hear from my client. We had a back and forth about what exactly was going on when it came down to whether or not her intended lover that she wanted was at work or at home, in which I responded to her that I saw him sleeping and I woke him up. Then she kind of confirmed exactly what I was talking about, because at first she said she felt like he came from work, but he came too quickly to her house. So upon his arrival, she was observant enough to realize that he wasn't in work clothes, he was actually in his attire that he usually wears at home. So that led me to believe surely that myself and Asmodeus, the mighty king, hail Asmodeus, we actually brought him exactly to where I had anticipated, exactly to where we wanted him to be. So if you are wanting to use a spirit for love spells, I would highly recommend King Asmodeus.